Hey there everyone, GuardianE here, back from a multi-week stint out in South Korea and Japan, playing a lot of catch-up on stuff, naturally, but something I did want to do, even as just sort of a personal debrief, maybe a personal journal from the trip, was to give a sort of a vlog-style series covering some of the things that I experienced out there. Saw some incredible sights, had some amazing food, immersed in the energy of these bustling areas, and I think naturally I'm going to focus towards the gacha gamer experience out there. I felt like a natural breakdown would be to cover kind of one game per video. And I know this isn't going to be everyone's cup of tea, so I do apologize if you're not, interested in this format. And I also know that I've been out of commission for a while. Really sorry about that too. But I will definitely be back to releasing in-game stuff and pulls and everything else very soon. Have a ridiculous backlog right now. And just thought this might be fun to do in the meantime. So first up, we're going to cover Azure Lane, and specifically in Japan. Now, I was certainly pleased to note that one of the very first things I saw in Akihabara was there were these giant billboards and signage for Azure Lane featuring our favorite degenerate, Mogador, in that free fall skydiving skin. Of course, alongside her were the headliner URs of Getz and U2501. So it was just fun seeing and feeling the pop culture energy of Akihabara. Many people suggest that Akihabara is kind of overrun with tourists these days, which is true, but the vibe is still very much alive for all things anime, games, general geekdom. There's certainly lots of exclusive events, pop-up shops, other stuff that you just really won't find anywhere else in the world, so it's definitely still just a unique experience. Now, while I was out there, a little unfortunate that it was sort of between real-life collabs. I think there was a Hot Springs collab that just kind of wrapped up, and then the Travel with Azure Lane collab is starting up again in like a week or so. So in terms of exclusive merch for those events, I wasn't really able to luck out and find anything in the secondary market or in any of the shops, or even catch the events themselves. In general, Akihabara and Ikebukuro, those two areas where there are figure shops and where there's doujinshi and all that stuff, there was definitely Azure Lane presence there in terms of just the figure selection and figures on display, things like that. In Akihabara, the official Yostar shop is also there, right at the Akihabara station, and you can see I have here the scrolling screen banner showing off all the games. So they have Azure Lane, Blue Archive, Stellar Sora, Arknights, Mahjong Soul. Pretty low-key in there with little areas devoted to each of the games. There was also these little machines on the side where you could print or create these stamps, these custom stamps that have different little chibi emoji that features like Javelin and Laffy, for example. Now, for Azure Lane specifically, there was this wall of a ton of acrylic stands. I think they mentioned this on one of the live streams recently, that they were basically going back and creating acrylic stands for all of the old ship girls in general. So, if you're a fan of any ship girl out there, you'd have at least some merch at your disposal to lean on. And this wall seemed to be a testament to that promise. It just had a huge range of ships based on rarity, release, and all that sort of stuff. I'm not personally hugely into acrylic stands. I didn't end up picking up any of them. I stuck with, there was a clear file that they had that I ended up picking up while I was there. Oh, and I did find this Azure Lane Pachinko machine, I think based off of the animation, so based off of the anime. But there are tons and tons of slots and Pachinko machine establishments all throughout Akihabara. And yeah, I did find one that did have a couple of Azure Lane machines, so I wasted some money not knowing at all what I was doing. but I did sit and play this for a while. And the other big thing for Azure Lane right now is, of course, the Slow Ahead Season 2 launch, and there were a lot of these random posters up and advertisements for the fact that I believe Season 1 is currently airing, or recently aired, or is soon to air, basically as a recap before Season 2 launches. So there was this section on one of the floors of Animate in Akihabara that had this life-size cutout of Nimi next to a school desk. To be honest, it was a little weird. It was just kind of oddly positioned because it looks like it's set up to be a photo op where you could maybe even sit in the chair, but there was definitely a no touching sign, so it was just sort of odd to have kind of Nimi standing next to an empty chair. But there were also some assorted and miscellaneous Azure Lane merchandise along the way here as well on this floor. Some acrylic stands, again some clear files, some mystery bag things, stuff of that nature. So that's just a quick look of Azure Lane stuff that I came across while I was in Japan. Again, timing-wise, I think I may have missed out on some things, unfortunately, but at least there was some stuff happening, and it was really nice once again to see the big, giant billboards in the main area of Akihabara just welcoming me into the town. It was nice to see. That's basically it, though. Certainly let me know down below if you've got any questions or any insights or maybe things that I may have missed while I was out there. And yeah, we'll continue to release these intermittently as I kind of pull together and go through the absolute deluge of photos and videos that I took while I was out there. But thank you all so much for watching. Thank you very much for your patience as well. Once again, I do apologize for my my output, my content output, or lack thereof over the last couple of weeks. But we'll get back on it. And yeah, until next time, let's protect those waters.